Here we focus on what we call the Sales Inc. code, 10 values that will set you apart. This is really, really important because sales comes with a lot of expectation, okay? And it comes with a lot of stigma and a lot of rejection. So you will go through highs and you will go through lows. You will face not only those highs and lows with the market and the prospects that you're after, but if I'm honest as well, working as part of a team, as part of a sales team. So let's get into it. In no particular order, all these values are important, but where I always like to start is add value. Give before you hope to receive. So what do we mean by that? Well, it's just a general rule in life, right, guys? Is that what you want, you should be giving, you should be putting out there first. So let's say you're campaigning, you're going out, you're speaking to a prospect, you're speaking to an audience. Make sure that you're mindful of what they want, where they're at, and think about ways that you can add value to them. Whether it's sharing information, sharing knowledge, sharing a resource, sharing an insight. How can you add value to somebody, allow them to experience that value before you ask for something back in return, okay? This is a really, really important thing. And if you're not getting what you want, if you're not getting what you need, ask yourself, have I added value to the person or to the entity that I am hoping to receive something from? We always believe in adding value first and foremost, and we always believe in trying to create a fair exchange of value. Guys, this brings me to my next value, integrity and honesty. Play clean. Do things the right way. I promise you, you are going to have so many opportunities in your life. You're going to have so many opportunities in your career to cut corners, to do the wrong thing. Now, you don't need me to tell you what the wrong thing is. I think we all know in our heart of hearts when we're doing something right, and we all know when we're doing something wrong. But if you want to have a great reputation, if you want to be a leader, if you want your career to take you to wonderful places, and if you want to meet great like-minded people, maintain your integrity, maintain your honesty. A lot of salespeople, if not the majority of salespeople, burn out because their integrity's gone into the toilet. They've become a shadow of their former selves. Sales is here to make us better, not destroy us, guys. Now, this brings me to my third point, accountability. Now, the truth of the matter is you're going to be challenged a lot. There are going to be things out there that are not your fault. They're going to be problems that other people create that you might need to deal with. Okay, that's just life, to be honest with you guys. If maybe you're not hitting your number, maybe you're not hitting your goals, whatever it might be, always look to be accountable first. What is it that you can change? What is it that you can control? What is it that you could have done even 1 or 2 or 3% better? Before you go out there and start pointing your finger at the rest of the world, be honest, be accountable, own the situation. When you start pointing fingers, you start losing your power. And if you lose your power, you're going to have a really, really rough time as a sales professional. This brings me to my next point, which is mutual respect. So you're going to have situations where people might test you a little bit. You might have situations where somebody feels like maybe they're wasting a little bit of your time or, really just not pulling their weight. Always look in every situation that you go into from the get-go to establish mutual respect. The best way to establish mutual respect is to set a precedent of respect. So respect your teammates, respect your boss, respect the people that work for you, respect the people that you're working for, respect the prospects, respect the clients. Whatever it might be, always try to set that tone of mutual respect. Lead with respect. Be the most respectful person in the room. This brings me to my next point, guys. Everybody's a client, even if they're not. Okay, this comes back to mutual respect. So it's interesting, right? If somebody said, hey, here's $1 million deal, you get a 10% commission of it, here's your 100,000, put into your bank account. I guarantee you, you would be treating that person with a lot of enthusiasm. But that's the problem. The problem is, if we're only going to treat $1 million clients like $1 million clients, you're not going to win $1 million clients. So everybody is a client, even if they're not. So the prospect that, let's say, is not giving you $1 million and you're not sure if they're going to give you anything at all. Hey, maybe they're even wasting your time. Maybe they're kicking a few tires. Give them that same level of energy and enthusiasm you would give to somebody who gave you $1 million. But not only that, everyone's a client. That means your colleague, your colleagues, your staff, your employer, the person who's making your coffee, your bus driver. Everybody is $1 million client, even if they're not. Guys, if you start embracing this mentality, you're going to attract so many beautiful, powerful situations to yourself and to your life. And again, this is the mentality that you need. This is who you need to be as a professional day in, day out. Which brings me to my next point, guys. So I've said everybody's a client, even if they're not. But the next value is, I'm telling you, whatever you're doing, just have enthusiasm and energy. If you've got positive energy, if you are responding to situations enthusiastically, even if they suck, guys, even if the situation sucks, you know what? That's life sometimes. Let's be enthusiastic. When you are the person that can solve a crappy situation with enthusiasm, even if it's a problem that you haven't created, even if there's no money in it at the end of the day, it's just something that needs to be handled, you will be somebody that people can trust. You will be somebody that people can rely upon. Okay, and at the end of the day, that's all you really need, is you need to be a trustworthy, reliable person. If you have enthusiasm, if you have energy, if you can put on that Teflon suit in every situation, great things are going to happen. And we need that. We need to practice that, because the flip side of that in sales is that you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to get run down, you're going to get depressed, like anything in life. So have enthusiasm and have energy. So the next value is speak openly, but speak thoughtfully. You never need to be in a situation where you should grin and bear something. Yes, you can be an enthusiastic person. Yes, you can be accountable. And yes, you can be optimistic. Those things are absolutely important. Don't let anybody take that away from you. But if people are taking that away from you, if people really are putting maybe a little bit too much on your shoulders, if there's something, again, that in your gut, in your heart, it just doesn't sit well, no matter how introspective you are, speak openly, but be thoughtful in what you're saying. Okay, really consider what you're saying. Don't fly off the handle. And try to do it in a way where all you're trying to do is recalibrate the harmony of the relationship or the harmony of the scenario. Harmony is very important, guys. Which brings me to my next point, guys. Understanding and patience. Okay, so now let's say you're out there, you're speaking thoughtfully, harmoniously, openly, you're calibrating things. Understand that people also have another point of view. If you can take the time to understand another person's position before taking action, again, you're going to have such a great impact on that environment. And the more impact you can have on your environment and the people around you in a positive way, the more money you're going to make, the better your lifestyle is going to be, the healthier you're going to be physically, mentally, and emotionally. Guys, this brings me to my next, this is a really, really important key value that we use over here at Sales Inc. Build the process, but stay in the moment. Sometimes when we think about the goals and what we want to achieve in our life, we can become really overwhelmed. I know for me personally, coming from the housing commissions of the western suburbs of Sydney, to think that I could be running my own business one day, rubbing shoulders with great companies, great people, it was just it was daunting, to be honest. It was actually so overwhelming that, you just don't actually want to do anything, to be honest with you, because it's like, yeah, as if. But when we have process and we have a plan, the key then is to actually detach from that. And say, okay, we've got a process, we've got a plan. Right now I need to stay in the moment. One of my favorite sayings is win the moment. And if you can stay in the moment and execute and just, as we say around here, just eat what's in front of you, get through it, knowing that, okay, once I get through this step, there is another step. And you can stay grounded in that moment, you're going to become so impactful. If you sit back and look at the overall process or look at the overall goal, it's very easy to get overwhelmed, guys. It's very easily then to stagnate and be halted by the weight of your ambition. So build the process, but stay in the moment. This brings me to my last point, guys, my last point. None of that matters unless you have got hard work and determination. None of this matters unless you are applying hard work with determination. Now, guys, hard work and determination, it's easy to say. And sometimes we don't want to work hard on things. Sometimes we lose that determination, and that's fine. It's okay. But you need to recalibrate yourself, and you need to start adopting this mentality of working hard and being determined. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you might not want to hear. Hard work does not always get you a good result. And determination doesn't always get you a good result. But I promise you this, through your hard work and determination, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're really going to see what you're made of. Kind of like the marathon runner who goes to the Olympics and is an afterthought. They come 20th, 30th down the pack. Does that mean they shouldn't have run the marathon at all? That person now knows something about themselves. But not only that, the people around them watching them now understand the character of that person. We have won so much business, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars worth of business here on Sales Inc. Not because we're super clever at what we do, but because people know that, hey, these guys are going to work hard, they're determined. They can take the rejection that we need them to take for us to get through the process, to get to the so-called goal. And I would encourage you to do hard things. I would encourage you to work hard. I would encourage you to read a lot, consume a lot of stories, for example, of people that work hard. I mean, for me, it's very easy for me. I love basketball. So for me, I love watching stories about guys like Kobe Bryant. I like reading books about people like Michael Jordan, who just work themselves really, really hard and were able to tap into that inner part of themselves that was determined and had strong goals. So guys, hard work and determination. If you can add hard work and determination over the top of this, you're going to win. And actually, I'll leave an anecdote here for you. So when Michael Jordan retired, and this is the reason I always choose the Michael Jordan photo here when he's playing baseball. When Michael Jordan retired the first time and went and played baseball, he wasn't setting the world on fire. But there's a beautiful story of that. He would go into the batting cages every day. And this guy is obviously at the time worth hundreds of millions of dollars in the 90s. Didn't need to be doing this, but he would go into the batting cage and he would work on his swing all day, until the point that he got calluses on his hands. And then he would tape the calluses up and he would keep swinging. Now that might not have got him anywhere. Did he end up playing significant Major League Baseball? No, he did not. Actually, he played in the minors. But being able to maintain that work ethic and that mentality and being able to maintain that mindset of hard work, he was able to return to the NBA and then complete his legacy and win more championships. So get into the habit of being hardworking, get into the habit of being determined. Surround yourself with hardworking people, surround yourself with determined people. The more you do it, the more you will attract those kinds of people into your life. So guys, remember these 10 values. They're going to serve you well. It's really important as well when you're looking for a job that people understand what your value sets are. When you're in the job, even if you're not getting results, people will keep you in there because of your values, because of your personality and your integrity. And through that, you'll end up getting results eventually anyway. I hope this has been helpful. But other than that, guys, see you on the next module.